Hello everyone. Thank you all for watching the video and leaving meaningful comments. Wishing everyone good health and happiness. Early in the morning, as the first sunlight filters through the forest canopy, I tie an old cloth tightly around my body, securing my 6-month-old daughter to my back. She's still sleepy, her eyes half closed, but I have no one to leave her with. It's just the two of us relying on each other. I sling an old bamboo basket over my shoulder, my bare feet stepping onto the rocky path leading to the forest. Each step sends a sharp pain through me as jagged pebbles cut into the soles of my feet, but I grit my teeth, holding the basket straps firmly so it doesn't jostle and wake her. When I reach the forest, I start searching for ripe papaya trees. The sweet scent of mature fruit fills the cool air, but to pick them, I have to climb tall trees, my hands gripping the slippery trunks, my back bending under my daughter's weight. I raise my knife, cutting each fruit, sweat streaming down my forehead, soaking my hair and shirt. My girl squirms, crying out a few times, and I sway while climbing to soothe her, whispering, "Hush, baby, mommy's almost done." I pick until the basket is brimming, the golden, ripe papayas stacked high, weighing heavily on my shoulder. I carefully tie the basket shut, check the cloth holding my daughter, then trudge down the mountain, my legs numb, my shoulders aching from the load, but my heart feels lighter. This will be money for her food. At the market, I set the basket down, wipe sweat with my worn sleeve, and start laying out the papayas to sell. My daughter wakes, crying for milk, and I stand there selling while lifting my shirt to nurse her, forcing a smile for customers so they don't mind. The sun climbs higher, its harsh rays making me dizzy, but I don't dare rest. Each papaya sold, each small coin in my hand, is a tiny joy. Finally, the basket empties, and I let out a sigh, my heart racing with relief because I've sold everything. I use the money to buy some vegetable seedlings at the market corner, water spinach, mustard greens, Malabar spinach, things I plan to grow so we'll have food for the long term. My hands clutch the bundles tightly, and I tell myself, keep going, for her. On the way back from the market, my girl sleeps soundly on my back, and I walk slowly when I hear sobbing in the distance. I see a boy, about 3 years old, his clothes dirty, standing in the road, tears streaming down his face. I approach him, kneel down, and ask, "What's wrong, little one? Where's your home?" He whimpers, mumbling a few garbled words, and I realize he's lost. I comfort him, wiping his tears with my sleeve, then take his hand and lead him back to the village, asking around as we go. Finally, I find his house, and his mother rushes out, hugging him with tears in her eyes, thanking me over and over, "Sister, I don't know how to thank you enough." I smile gently, waving it off, "It's nothing, we all have kids, I understand." Watching them reunite warms my heart, though my legs feel like they might give out after a long morning. In the afternoon, as the sunlight softens a little, I tie the old cloth around my body again, securing my 6-month-old daughter to my back, ready to head to the empty plot in front of the bamboo house I just built. She's fast asleep, her steady breaths warming my back through my thin shirt, but I know she could wake any moment. I grab the worn-out hoe, its wooden handle smooth from years of use, and step out to the wide patch of land overrun with wild grass. The grass grows knee-high, tangled with sharp thorns and scattered with jagged rocks, and just looking at it makes me feel daunted, but I tell myself I have to do this. My girl needs vegetables to grow strong. I raise the hoe, striking the ground with the first swing, the jolt shooting pain through my shoulders. The soil is dry and hard, and each swing demands all my strength, sweat beading on my forehead even though I've just started. My daughter squirms, and I sway to soothe her, hoarsely humming a lullaby, "Hush, baby, mommy's working for you." The weeds are tough like ropes, and I have to yank them out with force, thorns pricking my hands, some spots bleeding bright red. I grit my teeth, keep swinging the hoe, each clack-clack echoing in the quiet afternoon air. My bare feet press into the ground, thorns stabbing my soles, and I wince but don't cry out. I don't want to startle her. I pick up the big rocks, kneeling to push them out of the dirt with both hands, my back aching like it might snap every time I bend. Some are so heavy I have to lean my whole body into them, dragging them across the ground, my hands trembling from the effort. The rocks scrape my skin, leaving red marks, but I don't stop. This land has to be clear for planting. I keep hoeing, leveling patches, sweat dripping into my eyes, stinging them, and I wipe it away with my sleeve, smearing dirt on my face. My daughter wakes, crying loudly, and I pause, sitting to nurse her, cradling her while staring at the messy land still ahead. I whisper to her, "Once mommy's done, you'll have veggies to eat, so be good," then retie the cloth and stand to continue. My legs shake, but I bite my lip, hoeing until the ground starts to flatten, red soil showing under the fading sun. I rest for a moment, panting, leaning on the hoe to keep from falling, but my heart insists I finish today. I start shaping the soil, digging straight lines with the hoe, the hard earth blistering my hands, each swing making me clench my jaw to hold on. I divide the plot into rows, sweat soaking my shirt, dripping down my back and wetting the cloth holding my girl. When the rows are done, I kneel to plant the seedlings I bought this morning: water spinach, mustard greens, Malabar spinach. I dig small holes with my hands, dry soil caking under my nails, stinging my scraped skin, but I carefully set each seedling in place. I cover them with dirt, patting it down to keep them steady, my hands shaking from exhaustion, my eyes blurring with sweat. My daughter cries again, and I sway, humming a lullaby, but my voice cracks, barely a faint sound. I finish the first row, look up at the land, feeling a flicker of joy though my body's breaking down. I stand, fetching a bucket of water from the nearby stream, each step straining my shoulders under the weight of the bucket and my girl. The water sloshes, splashing my feet, but I don't care, the plants need it to live. I bend down, scooping handfuls to pour over the rows, the soil softening as it soaks in, giving the seedlings life. I water each row, my back hunched, hands trembling so much that water spills onto me, but I keep going. My daughter squirms hard, and I water while soothing her, singing though my throat's so dry it feels like it's burning. I finish the last row, straightening up, my back cracking, my legs wobbling like they might give out. I look at the land in front of the house, now smooth, with neat rows of tiny green plants, and feel a mix of joy and fatigue swell in me. I shuffle to the bamboo house, sit on the step, untie the cloth, and pull my girl into my arms. She's asleep, her steady breathing a quiet comfort. My hands are scratched and blistered, my feet throbbing from a day without rest, but I don't feel it's wasted. I stroke her hair, whispering, "Mommy did it, baby," vowing to myself to keep pushing harder. As dusk falls, golden orange light bathes the land, and I sit there, holding her tighter, a blend of exhaustion and pride washing over me. The breeze blows through, carrying the scent of damp soil and bamboo, and I close my eyes, savoring a rare moment of peace. I picture the rows growing tall, promising myself I won't give up, no matter how tough it gets. This little bamboo house and this patch of land are all I have, and I'll do anything to give my girl a good life. I tell myself, keep going, you have to, for her, then hug her close, letting her warmth ease the aches in my bones.